Hello everybody and welcome back to the Chassis Variant series of myself, Critical Rocket, and we're up to one of my personal favourites within the clans, the Thor, also known as, more commonly within the clan space, the Summoner. Both names are pretty cool, although I do like the idea of the Hellbringer and the Summoner being kind of the brothers, you know, Loki and Thor. So, this is one of the original 70-ton clan mechs that arrived in the Inner Sphere. It was one of the better looking clan heavies that was to appear. I always liked it. It was in the original cartoon that was shown in the 90s in the original Battletech one, although it looked a bit different in that one, with a centered cockpit. And basically, it's another Omni-mech that was built by, I think it was Clang. No, it's Jade Falcon, but it was more recently built from the Omni-mech technology that was taken from Coyote, because Coyote did all the work and the other clans steal it. So, this is Alt Configuration B, because for some reason Alt Configuration A is just not shown in MechWarrior Online, despite the fact that the Gauss Rifle, Large Pulse and SRM-6 are all weapons that are in the game. For whatever reason it was left out, who knows. So we're up to the B. The B is a bombardment variant of the Summoner. It's quite a departure actually from the standard versions, which usually have a mixture of missile weaponry and ballistics and energy in some form. This one is a pure star support vehicle. As such, it's entirely reliant on the rest of its Lance or Star mates to make sure that it can keep doing its job. And as equipment, it comes with 2 LRM-20s, 2 SRM-4s, and a single NARC beacon. I believe it has an AMS system as well, which I think I had equipped on this. I'm doing the narration before the video's actually sort of finished processing, you see, so I usually try and jump it for that reason. It's a little bit quicker for the editing process, folks, because it's behind the scenes crap. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to like this. It was a mech that I didn't play much of when it originally dropped, and back when the clan pack dropped, I wasn't playing the game purely stock, so I think I was running this with multiple SRMs instead as a kind of splat mech. Because it's got 5 missile hardpoints, and that's what the Omnipods come with. There's no energy, there's no ballistics. So this is one of those mechs that nowadays works across a whole spectrum of what you want to use. ATMs, LRMs, SRMs. I think they're all good with the Summoner B. I actually really do like the mech. I think if you like your missile gameplay, this is not a bad one to pick up after something like the Prime. Because I think if you're going to pick up the Summoner, you have to pick up the Prime. Because the Prime is great fun. I think one of the things that turns a lot of people off from the Summoner, and I'm not saying this for everyone in MechWarrior Online, because there are those devoted who see it just as I do, as a great battle mech, is that its hardpoint numbers for its weight mean that it doesn't really have a lot by comparison. For instance, we've looked at the 65 tonners and the 60 tonners. You can see, comparatively, that the Thor kind of gets left out a bit, but that's because the Summoner is kind of an all-rounder in its agility. It's got great speed, runs at 81 kph by default before speed tweak. It's got jump jets. It's got usually got a mix of weapons out there. And if you can hear birds, it's because there's a door open, because it was roasting in here. So it's kind of a fantastic all-rounder. It just works, you know. But in MechWarrior Online, I can understand why some people were kind of like, oh, I'm not a fan of it because for the same tonnage, the Nova Cap does this, or for 5 tons less I get these number of weapon hardpoints, or you just go 5 tons up and you go the Timberwolf, you know, or the Nightjar. So I can see why the Summoner doesn't get picked as often, but that's not to say it's a bad mech. It's really good, and in the right hands you can do phenomenal work with this thing. I've always been a big proponent of the Summoner Prime, even when many people look at it and they don't think that even the configuration default weapon-wise is good enough, but I've always liked it. I think it's good, it's solid, straightforward, it doesn't mess you around, you know, it gets the job done. So I'd recommend the B. Sadly, there's not as much background information about the variants with the Summoner, they just kind of exist. That was part of the problem with the writing sometimes. Later TROs that they printed weren't as in-depth material-wise, so a lot of the books, when they talked about other variants and stuff like TRO 3025 and 2750, had this dearth of information because they were still fleshing out the universe and the world and stuff. And then when you get to like 3050, a lot of that information just kind of gets dropped, and from then on it's a bit more kind of clinical, and there's not that kind of character or personality that they used to have, or at least not as much. So the other variants, and let's face it, there's always a lot of clan alternate configurations for Omnimax, got kind of left out, so yeah. I think there's not much left of this one. I think there's... Oh, no, I remember this, right, yeah. So, the match, there was a huge fight in the woods, which is bad for LRMs, but I thought it was going to turn really quickly. I had this feeling that this is going to go badly, and then just, yeah, walks through it. And it was quite good. I think I ran out of NARC ammo at some point. I've run out of LRMs. That definitely stock. The mech has ammunition issues. Even skills are not going to help this thing that much. It's going to get you a couple of salvos extra, but that's about it. I mean, if I was going to modify this in any way, I'd probably drop the LRM 20s to 15s for more shots per ton. Probably reduce the SRM ammo for the Thors down to a single ton, add more ammo for the LRMs. Probably drop the NARC as well so I can have again more ammo. And that's probably what I'd do if I was going to customize it. Or I'd try something with ATMs, because I really like ATMs. There's not enough mechs by default at the moment that come with them. And they're not adding in any later versions of existing mechs that have them, so you can't get the ATMs that were on, say, Mad Dog, because there's a Mad Dog variant that hasn't. So, anyway, yeah, this is reaching the end. This poor bastard and his stalker, man. He takes a bloody beating, though. He goes for a while. There's a lot of mechs shooting him, and he's still up, so... Yeah, I recommend the Summoner B, and that's about it. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and I'll ramble at you next time. Bye!